Growth and reproduction in bacteria. We know that growth refers to the increase in number of cells. There is growth of bacterial cells by asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Talking about asexual reproduction, they undergo the process of binary fission, and here we can see that the bacterial cell increase in size, and यहाँ पे cell membrane की invagination toward inwards होती है, and bacteria का genetic material duplicate करता है, and then after the bacterial genetic material is duplicated, the next result is cell wall breakup होता है और single cell is converted into two similar cells. We can study this reproduction by the growth curve. We can see here that first there is a lag phase in which the bacteria prepares for the reproduction or a growth cycle, and then there is exponential or a log phase in which there is increase in growth of bacterial cells, and then comes the stage of stationary phase कि अगर वहाँ पे nutrients की supply कम होना शुरू हो जाए तो stationary phase is attained, and then the fourth curve or fourth phase is death phase, in which the death of bacterial cells increases as compared to the growing cells of the bacteria. So in addition to asexual reproduction, bacteria also reproduce by sexual means in order to produce recombinants. क्योंकि asexual reproduction में तो similar cells produce होते हैं, but in sexual reproduction recombination occurs, and there are three types of sexual reproduction in bacteria. Number one is conjugation. In the conjugation, there is a structure which is called as pilus, and through this pilus a bit of bacterial DNA is transported to the other bacteria, and as a result of certain processes, a recombination occurs, and from old donor cell new donor cell is formed, and it is recombinant और इसमें mixing of genetic material होती है. The other process is that of transduction. In transduction, bacteriophages are used for the transfer of genetic material from one bacterial cell to the other bacterial cell. As we know that bacteriophages, when attacks on bacterial cell, so they uses the bacterial machinery for synthesis of certain proteins for formation of more bacteriophages. और इसमें ऐसा होता है कि accidentally DNA of bacteria also gets incorporated in certain bacteriophages, और जब ये bacteriophage किसी और bacteria को attack करेगा तो it will transfer this DNA, and in this sense transduction occurs or sexual reproduction occurs. The third type of sexual reproduction is that of transformation, and इसमें bits of bacterial DNA are transported to the other bacterial cell. ये most commonly remnants of dead bacterial cells होते हैं, और they get inside the cell, and eventually they are incorporated into the host or recipient bacterial cells, and in this way we can see the recombination of DNA occurs.